put them in a situation where they can stack a few wins. And again, this goes back to the winning versus losing.
All right, just small wins. Doesn't have to be big.
Yeah, but if you don't get the value of that, like you've never had to be in that situation where winning and losing was presented as winning and losing, not a participation award for going out there and just being present.
You did a good job.
That can be a tough process for somebody to understand what that's like. And
there's nothing wrong with losing a game, but understanding why you lost and that someone played better than you, they practiced better.
Or maybe they're just more talented.
Yeah, they
These are realities of life.
Naturally more talented. It happens. And just understanding that as a person and recognizing it is better than being like, oh, well, we all participated and something happened.
Everybody gets a trophy.
What the fuck?
No.
All the kids know what happened. If you ask them individually, like, what happened? Yeah. This team kicked my ass. They had 7 goals. They're not even keeping score. But guess what?
The kids are keeping score.
I pulled my nephew off the field. I said, hey, I got a question for you because I know you guys don't keep score here in Chicago, Illinois. Great job, guys.
No, that's happening here.
No, it's every Democrat. We'll pass over that. They're just not keeping score. But guess what? The kids know what the score was, and the kids know who won, and the kids know who sucked.
Right. Bottom
line. And if they don't, you might need to educate them a little bit on your kids. If they don't have that awareness piece, they need to have it.
Yeah, I agree. And it comes through those experiences. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Like, the kids know.
They know.
Ask them. Ultimately, they will know.
If you're a parent that doesn't think that, ask your kid who won and how many goals there were. Yeah. They know.
Are you hurting or helping your kid? I think it should be the let's just say not hurting, but are you impeding or are you helping your son or your daughter to have a better understanding of what it's going to take for them to take care of themselves? And here's another piece of parenting that I got from my parents, and this is how I approach my particularly my older daughter now. This is, something that's come up. She's nearly 21 now, and she's an adult. I mean, she's a grown up, right? And I think she's actually wise beyond her actual age in a lot of ways, but still in a lot of ways, she's still very, very young and has a lot to learn. Mm-hmm. But the point is like, I always wanted my kid to want me, not need me around.
Yeah.
Right? Like want to reach out to me if they had challenges or want to be around me to hang out, not need me. And when you are one way or another, if you're not teaching your kids to be self-sufficient, independent, resilient, learn lessons from the wins and the losses, put them in situations to understand what a win and a loss feels like, how that impacts you, how to change it for the next time and all of those things. Rather, you're doing the opposite, which would be helicoptering and protecting them or there at a moment's notice without letting them work through the process. At the end, effectively what you're doing is you're making your child dependent.
Yep.
And when you can't be there for them and when you can't be that answer for them, and you can't helicopter, what are they going to do? Yep. Well, they're only going to know to either play the victim or go to somebody else. And is that really what you want? No. Because what we're seeing them do is go a lot of places. Yep. I mean, we're seeing them go to drugs. We're seeing them go to alcohol. We're seeing them go to Instagram. We're seeing them go to TikTok. We're seeing them go to where's the answer that I cannot figure out on my own.
Yep.
And so we're blaming social media for a lot of things. Now, social media is
a byproduct of what's going on.
Yes. And I think it's what it's doing is it's accelerating a lot of what the underbelly of what we're talking about.
But we still have seen it before social media. I mean, it's been here.
Yeah, right? We didn't have social media when I was a kid, but there were still plenty of ways to bully kids.
Absolutely.
Right? There was still plenty of ways to have your self-esteem fucked up by some other kid or by a group of kids. It was just it's a different deal. I mean, people say, yeah, but it wasn't there a week later where you had to continually relive it. Okay. Call it whatever you want. There was just something else. There was something else there. But
there's difference than getting punched in the face and having a comment on Instagram where you can literally forget it. Like when I was younger, dude, it was
there's a compare and contrast.
Right? It was fisticuff. We didn't have Instagram. We had MySpace, I think, when it came out.
Dude, I had none of that. I don't even know what that is.
Tom was my best friend.
I don't even know what that is.
But like, dude, when it was time to fight, like it was like, no, there was no Instagram shit. It was like, hey, dude, like we're meeting over here at the park at 3:00 and you're going to be there. If not, you're a bitch. Like you lost.
I've been there.
Yeah, I know you have. Exactly.
So I know. And you learned lessons and you you may have mouthed off to the wrong kid and you got your ass kicked. And that was the lesson, right?
Not saying that you should beat your kids at all.
The point is the helicoptering and the constantly coming into the rescue creates challenges for people later in life, right? And now what you're seeing is those helicopter parents looking to somebody else to come and helicopter them.
Yep.
And that may be the healthcare system, the insurance system.
Therapist, whatever.
The therapist or whatever. I mean, try to get an appointment with a therapist right now. Good luck.
Yep.
Good luck. They're stacked. They're having a tough time keeping track of their own mental health at this point because they're taking on so much from so many other people. That is the epidemic, right? That is the epidemic. Obesity is a byproduct of this, but it also is a contributor to it as we go down the line. And if people don't start standing up and recognizing it and facing it head on, right? And I don't mean facing it head on by calling somebody out and fat shaming them for whatever.
No. That's not.
But at the same time, not being afraid to be honest in a respectful and a compassionate way, this doesn't get better.
Yeah. Can't normalize what's unhealthy.
Yep. Yeah. We keep normalizing unhealthy behaviors and keep saying this is fine and this is okay. We keep moving numbers. We keep moving goalposts. We also keep getting fatter. We keep getting sicker, right? And we keep getting more complacent. I'm going to go back to the laziness than we've ever been. And that makes us less resilient and less able to deal with, I'm just going to say, the more important things in life.
For sure.
If you're spending 60% of your time or 70% of your time, whatever percentage of your time, being tired, right? Being unhealthy, dealing with your medical problems, dealing with this pill to take because you're taking another pill, so you have to counteract it with this pill and that pill and all those other things. Guess what? You don't have time left over to do. You don't have time left over to exercise. You don't have time left over to parent your kids.
You're not living.
You're not living. That's a really good way of looking at it.
Quality of life is down-regulated to a point where I got to take this pill to live. Exactly. You're existing, and you're also putting, for me personally, you're putting tension on other people to help you survive. When you won't listen to, I just want this doctor to fix me, or I just, with the older school.
Yep.
And I think still people today, like most people, like Western medicine's going to fix me. Like if you got a gunshot, a stab wound, you're about to die, you've had a stroke, an embolism, like
embolism?
Just making up words again.
Dude, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm talking about.
I think what you meant to say was aneurysm.
Aneurysm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Still know what I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Emergency medicine is different.
Dude, if you're about to die, we're going to save you. A chronic illness, we have no idea what we're doing. And if you can't see that from a fucking medical standpoint as just being a person with a fucking brain, you're lost.
Yeah, we're not preventing anything.
We're not fixing it.
We're managing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not fixing anything.
We're band-aiding all of our problems, which is the big issue, right? Like when you go to the doctor, and I've been there with my dad, he's got stomach issues. They're like, oh, Imodium and all these prescriptions. They don't ask him one time, what's your diet? What are you eating? How much are you eating? Are you eating protein? Nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, and you don't expect them to, do you? You wish they would, but you don't expect them to. You know what,
dude? I do expect them to. Because
okay, so that's a whole other issue.
It is because I expect them to be smart enough because, dude, I'm not a medical doctor.
That's not the way the game is played now, man.
They don't. Well, that's another conversation.
Yeah, but it's not but it is. Right. It is the conversation because of everything we said. They don't want people
healthy. They want them to go down a line of insurance handles A, B, C, D, and E, and we go from you got better. We're going here physical therapy, and then we got these lines.
I hear what you're saying, whether it's a want or not.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a machine.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And that machine is just that.
Yeah.
There's a pathway for everything, and you as an individual are not going to change that pathway. And
it's not individualized.
The only way to do it is to use the pathway to your advantage where and when it makes sense while getting outside of that.
But you still have to be conscious, right?
And doing those other things.
So hard.
But you just made a really good point, man. And that's the whole burdening of the system and burdening of the people.
Yep.
So going back to helicopter parenting, and we're talking about our kids and those obese kids that are living with parents that maybe aren't obese, but maybe are. It's just, you're burdening your child. Mm-hmm. And again, don't just stop with you don't know what's going on in that child's life. No, you're right. I don't.
Yeah.
But I know that whatever's going on in that child's life, like we're making some choices and we're doing some things that are creating that. That is calories in versus calories out. And if there's a medical condition underlying that, there are workarounds to these things. I'm not saying it makes it better.
They could be.
Could it be better? Ask yourself that question. Could it be better? Well, I give him these treats because it's the only good thing in his life right now.
Was that, a dog?
Well, then change the reward system, right? Change the positive reward system. That's parenting.
Yeah.
It's the 4 quadrants of.
I have no kids, by the way. So.
Yeah. No.
But you have been a kid.
That's a good acknowledgement.
Yeah.
That's a good acknowledgement.
But you have been a kid.
I have.
But what you're doing is you're burdening those kids.
For sure.
And those kids are now going to become a burden on you right up until you become a burden on them.
For sure.
And then they're not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
They're not going to know how to take care of you. So then you're going to have to go somewhere else to get that care.
That
and
was basically my whole life.
And where does that put you or I? You're burdened by your family member who didn't take care of themselves. Yeah. You're burdened by the death, the sorrow, the disappointment, all the things of why you didn't take care of yourself. And now you've left me with this, with this mess.